Welp, here we go again. So, the games, huh? Despite what I said in the thumbnail, the games weren't good. I'm not going to dispute any claims to say the games were bad. They were, but honestly, it wasn't all bad. Despite the pounds of trash in this event, there were a few treasures lurking among them. And today I'm talking about them. Just so you are aware, I didn't fully complete the event like all the others, so don't go crying in the comments because I didn't cover a game you liked. So before we begin, like the video, and if you enjoy it, consider this very cool, very insane thing called subscribing. And let's begin the video. But you're probably wondering, what are the games? Well, the games are an Olympic-style event where 5 teams, each led by a content creator, will duke it out by gaining points, and at the end, one team will reign supreme and gain the coveted Crystal Diadem. The points in question are gained from collecting shinies and silvers, which are these games' collectibles. Oh, and by the way, from here on out, I'm going to refer to this event as the Olympiads, because it's going to be so confusing differentiating the actual event from the games in it. There's also another UGC people can get, but we'll get to that later. What matters now are the games in the Olympiads. And what better to start off with than Bee Swarm Simulator. Bee Swarm always manages to create simple but spectacular events. In this event, you are tasked with shooting golf balls in the holes while avoiding mud. It's pretty neat because it gives you an easy and enjoyable experience while also giving you time to relax between all the long or hard Olympiad quests. Bee Swarm wasn't the only common game on this list, however. For another one that was relaxing, we have Watermelon Go. This Suika game Roblox ripoff is basically a match fruit game where you match fruits. Creative, I know. What made this a nice experience were quite a few things. For one, this is the only game I've seen that actually took feedback from its fans. For you see, early on in the Olympiads, Watermelon Go had a quest where you had to win a duel with a watermelon. Fans were outraged by this because the watermelon is the hardest thing to get in the game, and because of this, Watermelon Go removed the quest, which is not something I've seen many devs do. The shinies are also hidden really neatly in the GUI, which is a nice touch because this game is entirely just GUI, and it would feel out of place if a 3D element like an obby was introduced solely for the shinies. While this game was very calming and slightly rage-inducing, one game that was the complete opposite was Arsenal. While being kinda easy compared to the other two events this game has done, Arsenal's event was really creative and filled with adrenaline. Instead of a spy mission or a noob invasion, or even a sports game like many others, it's a game show roguelike. 2 announcers have trapped you in a game show, and now you gotta shoot your way out through 3 floors of creative enemies like Material Man, which forces you to aim for multiple parts. It also ends with the Zen the Mighty boss, which is a fast-paced, but honestly still easy boss fight. While Arsenal was a really good shooter, it wasn't the only shooter in this event that was good. Michael Zombies was an event that was really fun to do. It basically split into a few different areas to explore, each with a minigame to complete. There was a baseball timing minigame, a skate shop minigame, and even a pirate boss, where you deflect cannonballs back at the pirates. There were also a few unique areas, like the Lighthouse Island, which tasked you with fighting and fending off zombies while you collected a shiny. Speaking of fighting, there was also a really good boxing game on the list here. Now which one was it? Oh yeah, it was Untitled Boxing Game. Untitled Boxing Game was one of my favorites from the event, due to its sheer difficulty and polish it had compared to other games. In this event, you are pitted against 3 progressively tougher foes. The boss, a criminal who redeemed himself and turned to boxing, Wildcard, a manipulative clown who will do anything to win, and the strongest. It's in the name. He's the strongest. Each has their own quirks to them and makes them a really fun experience, but Wildcard specifically took me forever. Yes, not the easy boss, not the hard boss, but the intermediate boss took me forever. I beat the boss second try and the strongest first try, but these weren't the only bosses that were fun, because surprisingly, Blade Ball's boss was also a very fun time. So note how I said Blade Ball's boss and not Blade Ball. That's because Blade Ball's event was just as bad as the classics. It's still a battle pass, and I struggled to complete a task even though I completed it many different times. But that's not what I'm here to talk about, because I have to give Blade Ball one thing: they know how to make damn good bosses. In both the classic and this event, the bosses that you had to fight were really fun, and to make things less annoying, there's a portal to the boss now instead of it just showing up and around, so not everyone won't fight the boss every 5 rounds. The animations are good, the fight is somewhat challenging despite its simple mechanics, and it's overall a good time. But that wasn't the best boss in this event. It wasn't Untitled Boxing Games, it wasn't Blade Ball, it isn't even part of one of the games. It's the final boss of the Olympiads. This was a huge step up from the last event. Without the feeling of nostalgia holding Twin Atlas back, they decided to make an amazing final showdown to this garbage dump of an event. Basically, 1x1x1x1 is back, and this time, you're entering his domain, the Bandlands. Here, 1x1x1x1 dons a new appearance with a cape, a reef on his head, and a band hammer in his hand. You must use glowing orbs to take him down, and when you do, you actually gain something, for free! A UGC, for free? In my Roblox event? It seems like Roblox and Twin Atlas actually learned from last time that people don't want to pay for stuff. And they gifted victors of the duel the Glitch Hacker Laurel, the same one 1x1x1x1 was wearing. This battle was better in so many ways from the classic, and I am so happy for it. Despite all the hyping up I was doing to this event, it still wasn't good, and the games I mentioned were only like 10% of the event. Most of the other games consisted of waiting around, or doing some other long and boring task. Still, I think this is better than the Hunt in some ways. So from the recent events so far, Hunt's on the bottom, then there's the Olympiads or the games in the middle, and the classic on top. I would say that I hope these events get better right about now, but that's what everyone says, and it never does. All we can really do is hope that Roblox will learn from this and make better decisions next time. And that's the video. Yeah, that's it. Much shorter than my other video essays, and this segment isn't going to be much long either. I'm kinda hoping to keep the video essays shorter from now on. Long ones will still come out when I feel like it, but I'm honestly more happy with these shorter ones. And yeah, well, that's all I gotta say, so I've been the Glitchmonger, and see ya!